Hey, my name's Anthony.
My name's Alex.
And we are
the PTA Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the PTA Podcast. Now, there's a reason why he said that. And the reason why he said that is because we both agreed today to be talking about something that is totally off topic from what we usually talk about, just to spice it up, give you guys a bit of entertainment, hopefully some laughs. We're going to talk all things rugby league. We're not talking anything to do with fat loss or exercising or movement or lifestyle, none of that. Just for this episode, I think a bit of a break from that kind of stuff is needed because we talk about it all the time, and Alex and I sometimes get a little bit bored of the same things that we speak about. So to spice it up, let's talk about something that's always entertaining, and that's a thing that we both enjoy watching, a thing that we've always been passionate about, and that's the sport of rugby league. In particular, we're going to talk about the NRL.
100%.
It's been, it's for me as a Bulldog supporter, it's been an up and down season, a very emotionally, an emotional roller coaster of the season.
That for the last 14 years as a Tiger supporter, don't worry.
We copped this since 2004. Nothing's been good since 2004 for us.
Nothing's been good since 2005.
What do we say? You had a few good seasons after that.
Yeah, up until about 2011, and then it's just been a downward spiral.
Well, you left the Bulldogs in 2004.
Because I never left the...
Well, 2005, actually. I remember you started about it with me when we beat the Roosters.
All right.
Let's
just weigh this up.
And
After 40 years of trying to...
all of a sudden, nah, I'm over the Bulldogs. I want to go for the
I
time.
never really understood rugby league. So because you and Uncle Andrew went for the Bulldogs, I just followed.
So you say that... No, so hold on.
Listen. Okay, when I actually started playing, which was the beginning of 2005...
You got on the Benjamin Marshall bandwagon.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Because I hadn't started yet.
Everybody did. 2005,
I
killed
started
it.
playing before the season started.
You changed to Tiger in 2005.
I did.
Benjamin Marshall bandwagon, and
Benjamin Marshall was injured majority of 2004, so I didn't even see him play.
no one did. I didn't even know he was playing in 2003.
Exactly.
2005, I don't know what happened. He got another set of legs, and he invented the goose step. He brought the goose step back.
He was a freak.
Before him, who was a good, goose stepper, for lack of a better term? Who would you put before him? And don't say Kamakohan, because no.
Nah. What's his name? Played for the Dragons.
What position?
Indigenous player. Fullback.
Blacklock? Nathan Blacklock?
Nathan Blacklock. Beast.
He was a winger.
Was he? Yeah, wing or fullback. Played majority wing for the Dragons, but winger. He was a beast.
He was good. But do you remember Brad Fittler's left foot step?
Brad Fittler was cracker.
When he was at Panthers, though.
Yeah,
he was young,
when he
had
first started.
thicker eyebrows. And
Yeah. He was good.
He had a good left foot step.
People forget that he played for the Panthers.
Well, if you know rugby league, you know he played for Panthers. Yeah. He became famous at the Roosters.
That's why. But he started everything at the Panthers. Yeah.
With that team for the Roosters from like...
What was that, 2000?
Late 1990s, maybe 1999, all through the early 2000s to about 2005.
Yeah.
4. I say 4. They went up... I don't know, did they go well?
I think they made the top 8 in 2005, but didn't last long in the finals. So.
Yeah, they started to lose players.
Yeah.
But that was a good...
But then they played as well, because didn't they get a Nasta from you guys pretty much the year after you guys won? Or was that a few years after?
No, I think it was a couple of years after. I think it was a couple of years. I was around the time my Fittler retired. And then they finally found somebody to replace him. No, newspaper article. It was a photo of a Nasta with the like Superman. But he proved it off and they had the Roosters.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it was like he saved them, but really, he played well. Him and Mitchell Pearce were a good combo. But he ended up going to lock, remember?
Yes. He was a beast at lock, but
he locked
second row as well.
Team, he played good as a lock.
Especially when Todd Carney came on. That 2011 finals against the Tigers, I will always be so upset about. When it went for 120 minutes.
And Dad knew at all game?
Yeah, Dad knew at the game. Sean Kennedy, Dad took the intercept. Got into Kiri, tried to chase him down.
And Dad's...
My hopes and dreams.
Dad was quiet the whole game.
It was so quiet the whole game, and I was the judge that was just giving it to him all game because we were winning. And then that last 5 minutes, I literally just sat back down and he just looked at me with that look that he gives you.
But you know when he yells and screams?
And then, bro, that intercept, I've never ever heard him scream so loud. He lost his voice in 10 seconds. 10 seconds, lost his voice.
I don't know if he watches this.
Go! And I'm like, fuck, this is not happening right now.
It's like it feels to go to games with him.
I was so silent the drive home and he just looked at me like...
He didn't want so much to replay it.
Oh yeah, at home straight away. As soon as we got home, I went up to my room. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this.
And he goes,
Alex, come join me. I get off it.
All right. So one of the things I want to ask you, what's your prediction for the grand final for this year? Who makes the grand final?
Penrith and Storm again.
Yeah, I can't say past. But I was thinking that as well. But Sharks come out of nowhere.
I know.
They
But
dismantled the Roosters. They dismantled Canberra, which I was so surprised about.
you know what did my head in about Canberra? Was that, and I'll call them the frauds of 2025.
No, we're the frauds of 2025.
No. You guys went the frauds of 2025. Your coach and your GM completely ruined you.
No, we had that easy run too. We did. As a Dogs supporter, if you look at the draw we had.
Yeah, I watched the feel good thing on NRL.
No, was it? Don't that feel good. Feel good just talks what everybody else is saying.
But I believe like Sexton literally hit his peak and hit his prime mid-season. You guys, round 15, you guys were first place outright. 4 points clear.
I know.
We literally had 12 rounds of the year left. And
I don't know what
you just wanted to change your spine. I'm going back to it anyway. The reason why I feel like Canberra were because of the fact that they won the minor premiership. But if you watch their games closely, they never actually won a game convincingly. Maybe one or two here and there.
Yeah, but they grinded out every game.
And totally understand that. That's understand that. But in saying that though, when you look at teams like Melbourne, Penrith, you guys up to round 15, you know, who else? Even the Warriors until they lost Luke Metcalf to the ACL injury. Yeah. They were the dominant team every game. Even if they just won, they were still the dominant team. They were still the better team, right? Us Tigers, first year having a brand new team, not a brand new coach, but pretty much our coach in only 18 months of being there. Brand new organization from top to bottom. And whenever we played Canberra twice, and we took them to the freaking grind for the whole 80 minutes. When if you look at the playing roster and where we were on the ladder compared to both teams, they should have demolished us, right? They were never, ever, ever a dominant team every game they played this year. Yes, they won the minor premiership. They would have never won the minor premiership if your coach and GM never messed with your team. I'll say that from now. You guys would have taken out first place hands down, right? But it goes to show that the first 2 weeks of the finals, they went loss for loss, right? Who goes from winning the minor premiership, you're leading 28-12 with 15 minutes to go. Broncos had 2 sin bins. So it was 12 against 11 and then 13 against 12. They had 2 sin bins, right? And they still lost.
Right.
After the 80 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't realize, I didn't actually watch that game. I just saw some of the highlights. You know what I mean? So all that showed was Reece Walsh just ripping them apart.
2 sin bins from Reece, and there was two of their best players. It wasn't just randoms. Carrigan and Walsh both went to the sin bin, right? Canberra just had Hudson Young go to the sin bin. When Walsh came back on, Hudson Young came back on at the same time, right? It was 12 on 11 and then 13 on 12. And they still lost with 15 minutes to go, leading by 3 tries.
Wow.
If you're the minor premiers.
You don't do that. You wrap the game up, yeah.
Right? And then on top of that, then they go into the Sharks game. And like you said, Sharks just ate them alive.
No, but the thing is, Canberra came out strong. The first half, I was like, okay, Sharks are playing well. Canberra kind of sloppy. Right, Ricky Stewart gave them a spray at halftime.
You know what I reckon? But
then they came out and they blasted them in the first 15, 20 minutes. I thought, okay, here we go.
Ricky Stewart underestimated the Sharks. You know why?
Everybody's been underestimating the Sharks.
Because he put a second row as 5'8". Sasangi is a second row. Why would you put a second row as 5'8"?
That number 15?
Yeah, he's there. Yeah. He's one of the, either I think sometimes he starts as a second row or he comes off the bench.
Isn't he utility?
No, he's a second row. And he put him as a 5'8" because Ethan Strange was sick the day before or the night
before. Who would be there 5'8" other than him?
You know what I would have done? I would have put KO Weeks into 5'8" because a fullback pretty much is a second 5'8" anyway.
Yeah.
Put KO Weeks into 5'8" because he's played in the halves before. Put Sebastian Chris at fullback and get one of your juniors who's a winger because you guys have a shitload of great wingers and centers and whack him on the wing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. Tough one. I think you want to keep a bench full of forwards. That's why.
Yeah, I know. But you literally went into where you have Jamal Fogarty, who isn't a creative player. He's just a manager. So they had no creativity in their attack. Like that was so flat. Strange is their whole attack.
Yeah,
they had no attack at all.
You notice the difference when he was.
Bro, that bloke.
Even the first, they had 6 sets in a row, at their on their goal line, and they just went sideways.
Yeah,
there was no direct. There was no attack the line, nothing. It's just like us, right? Now, the team for you is Canberra for 2025. Team for me,
Yeah.
fraud is the Bulldogs. And the reason why I say that is because, like you said before, we had the complete package, right? And we played to a style that suited our team. Then we brought in somebody, tried to teach him a system that we spent, well, how long is preseason? 3 months?
From November.
Yeah, 3 to what? To
From
April.
November to pretty much end of Feb.
So it's almost,
Beginning of March.
that's what, so November, December, January, Feb. So you got 4 months, minus a couple of weeks out of Christmas and New Year's. So it's only 3.5, 4 months pretty much to learn a system, to get attacking plays, to know where to target when you're running the ball, where to target when you're running the ball, when to pass the ball, when to do certain things. You get a young kid coming in, right, who we all know is a player that is what we term as an advantageous player. He plays off the back of go forward. Doesn't create go forward, right? You throw him into a team that doesn't actually go forward. Have you noticed how we used to make our plays effective? Right? We were so good at either getting you to get the defense, to be flat-footed.
Yeah, you're
Look at how our attacking coach was. Look at our attacking coach is.
Jason Taylor.
Yeah, he was a very smart player back in his day.
Yeah.
Right? So he understood how to get the defensive player to get flat-footed and make him second guess and turn their shoulder to commit inside and anywhere outside. Or if you made a commit outside, how to go inside. Right? So when you get that kind of play, there's a certain player that suits that kind of play. This is where Toby Sexton comes in.
Yeah.
Because he was a very direct player. Right? And then what he would do is he'd give Burden the opportunity
To do a bit.
to do what he likes, is run the ball or be creative or give it out or draw and pass, whatever. And then guys like Crichton and Bronson Sherry can do what they like to do. Our wingers are never creative. They're just hard running, good defense. Right? Our centers, okay, make our wingers safe.
Well, you got the best center in the world in your team.
But our centers make our wingers safe. There was an article that I read, and even a replay of an interview from what's his name? Raz. And he was saying, guys, every single game, Critter does not shut up. Every single game, Crichton is telling me, I got him, stay out. Trust me, I got him, stay out. Look at what happened when Burden, who hasn't played centre in like 5 years, goes into centre position. He was a world-class centre at Penrith, right?
Who isn't a world-class player at Penrith?
But he was great at centre when he filled in as centre.
But he had grown up playing centre, you know what I mean?
But in a team like Penrith, when you know their system, you know their plays.
Yeah. What got me was a few of the boys were saying, oh, this is the best spine that the Bulldogs have fielded all year. And I'm like, no.
What, in that game?
It's not.
Yeah, in that game.
Yeah.
Now they're talking about Crichton going to number 1 next year. And I'm looking at them going, what are you doing?
That's just stupid. Straight out, that's just stupid. You got the best centre in the world.
You know why?
Put him out from centre into fullback.
But the problem is,
Let him stay at centre.
the problem is we need a fullback, all right? This is where we need a fullback. Either we teach, our current fullback learns how to ball play, because he's not a good ball player, he's just a good runner, or we change him out, okay? And this is where Critter comes in, and sometimes in attack, he'll float as
That's
a
what I mean.
fullback.
Yeah, leave him.
Don't go that
plan.
Don't do that. You know why? That gasses him out.
Yeah, true.
It just gasses him out because you're making him do this the whole game, right? And not allowing him to actually get one-on-one with somebody and beat them, which is what he is good at doing at centre, right? If you let players play their positions, which is what the Bulldogs did really well, each player knew their role, each player played their position, and as a unit, they played really well, right? We attacked well, we defended it better. Do you know why? Because we had this combination of trust. It's most people don't talk about it. With rugby league, if you don't trust your inside guy, you're either the player on the inside of you or the player on the outside of you. If you don't trust them, you're gonna shoot out at the wrong time, right? And you're gonna hold back at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Right. If you trust him and you're communicating with him, you know that he's got him and you're drifting. There's a reason why nobody beats Critter at centre. Because he doesn't commit. He holds off. And then when you commit, he's on you.
Yeah.
Right? And you best believe that he will give you a sniff, but you won't beat him.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Kiraz would know, hey, Critter's got it, I'm going to stay out. Of the player that's running, usually the centre, is he going to look like passing, is going to commit to the run himself, I'll come in. That's how you defend. Where was that last Sunday? Where was that?
This is what happens.
You had a winger that was 15 metres inside from touch, holding hands with Burden, not knowing whether they were going to go left or inside or outside.
That's what happens if you have someone that hasn't played centre in full.
But even then, Alex, they're still professional athletes. Yes,
100%.
Yes, the position of centre to defend is a very hard position. It's the most annoying position to defend in, right? Because you need to make split-second decisions, and you got somebody like Cleary, who's coming at you, who's the best halfback in the world, who's not gonna, who's good at reading. He's gonna read your body language before he even makes a pass. Yeah. But then you got our half, Toby Sexton. I don't blame him for not playing out of his skin on that game because it was his last game. He couldn't care. The Bulldogs showed him what they felt about him. I don't blame him, all right, because he's played better games. At one point, I was asking, where is he? Is he on the field?
Yeah.
Then you get Galvin trying to play out of his skin, which I can respect, but he had 3 different plays that game, and it was easy to read.
Inside border Preston.
Short border Preston, inside border Preston, run the ball, and then maybe a fourth one, pass it to the spectators on the first row, right?
Yeah.
And then when you get that happening, and then the team starts doing this, and then we start to force passes. Kiko was playing out of his skin and doing things that are way out of character. That guy never offloads, and the reason why he doesn't offload is because he's a damaging runner. But then he started to have to offload out of panic, just so we could get second phase play to do something. We started to score off second phase play. We started to do certain things of a bit of structure. But then people started to say, yeah, see, there is hope. But when you go from the first 4 points clear first, where you don't need to worry about hope, you don't need to worry about trying to sit there and say, no, we're rebuilding for 2026. How many years does a dog supporter have to hear the excuse of, we're rebuilding?
I want to make out.
This is where I heard that since 2005.
Yeah, 100%.
No, six. We're rebuilding. We made some good buys. We made a grand final in 2012. I don't know how we got there, but we got there. 2014, sorry.
No, both.
No, both. 2012
and 2014.
2012 was a good season for us. We killed it that season, sorry, and we did well. And then we went to this rebuilding phase again because we lost all the players that we bought, and then Des has ruined us. We had to back pay all these other players that had left us. Like we were back home for like 2 years. What's his name? That retired recently from. Was a Man U player, went to Gold Coast, number 6. What's his name? Foreign. We had to back pay him, and then this has ruined the culture of the club. So then we had to rebuild that. Right? Nobody wanted to play. We were known as the dogs of war. We ended up turning into the puppy dogs of the rugby league. And then we get to a point now where we've got this good culture, we've got this strong culture, and then you're sitting there and you're telling me that you want to ruin that and then blame rebuilding again?
That's the part I don't understand is, and this is why, like, without trying to be a fucker, I don't care. This is why I actually love the fact that you guys lost.
A lot of people do.
I love the fact that you guys lost because of the fact that Phil Gould and Cameron Serrata had no care whatsoever to go and dismantle one club to then get a player out that they wanted, which then dismantled your club, right? So from a Tigers fan, I'm glad you guys lost, right? I'm glad you guys went backwards when you brought Galvin into your side. It's not Galvin's fault.
It is Galvin's fault.
Right? Well, it is a little bit because the bloke isn't a half, but anyway. But knowing that, and when you look into the information behind it, Phil Gould ended a 10-year feud with Isaac Moses last year, October.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Right? Now, that alone, the fact that you wanted to that you chose to end a 10-year feud and start talking with him again last year, October, goes to show that you wanting to get Galvin was already preempted and planned from last year, October.
Well, he apparently thought he was the next best thing when he was watching him in junior rugby league.
This is where people need to do their homework. Obviously, I'm a rugby league fanatic. I lived and breathed it my whole life, and I still love it to this day. You find me watching videos on YouTube and just reading stuff, and I talk to you about it, and you're like, because I've got no idea what play you're talking about. I love it. This is where you understand that when they were growing up, 17, 18, 19, Galvin was never the half for New South Wales or Australia. The 5'8" was Latu Fainu, who's our half, right? So for Phil Gould to sit there and say he's the best teenage player I've ever seen, bro, he's not. You're just talking out of your ass, right? Because he's not. If you want to talk about the best teenage half that you've ever seen in the last 10 years, Ethan Strange is. The bloke's 21, 22, and he's doing things that 27-year-olds are doing, 28-year-olds are doing at their peak, right? The bloke is touted to be the next New South Wales 5'8". He could even play for New South Wales 5'8" next year. That's how good the kid is. And he's only 22, right? So this whole thing of, Gould's never met Galvin before and yada, yada, yada. Bro, you planned this from October last year. We all know it, right? Everyone that's on the inside knows it. Everyone that's on the inside knows that you're getting paid in the pocket to have Galvin at the Bulldogs, right? Everyone knows it. And the fact that you had no issue with dismantling a Tigers side who spent so long trying to get themselves back on their feet. We finally had a good administrator in Shane Richardson. He's cleaned up the whole club. We finally have a coach that actually has passion about the club and wants to see the club succeed. We finally have players like Luai, Taruva, Coruscant, Terrell May, Taylor May, Fanua Pollock, like all these players that want to play with each other and have built such a good relationship with each other. Adam Dewey, Alex Twal, they literally love each other and will die for each other on that field. They'll die for their coach. And then for your own greed, you have no issue whatsoever than to just tear that club apart, send it through the fucking media for the next 6 to 8 weeks, completely ruin our season. 7 rounds into the season, we will clear 5th position, right? We're 5 from 7. That's the best start to a year we've ever had, and we were on the up. Everyone was like, they're definitely playing finals this year.
Yeah.
And then they just feel good, and Serrata had no issue with just ruining everything, bringing Galvin into your team, which then ruined you guys' role.
I think it's better that you guys lost. Any player,
Yeah, better. We actually got better.
any team that has Galvin in their team, all right, because of the stories and the things you've heard about, you know, his family, in particular his dad, right? They're better off without him.
I believe
A club like ours, who's very family centric, right, family orientated, loves culture, loves diversity. You get a player like Lachlan Galvin coming in, and if Daddy's going to have a loud mouth on him, how's it going to go with our club?
Man, when I got told that his dad went into the sheds at halftime last year and blasted Benji Marshall in front of the players, I was like, bro, is that junior rugby league, yeah? Who do you think you are?
But the parents don't even do that in junior rugby league. If they do it, they get told to leave.
It's so bad.
It makes no sense.
And so this is where I sit here and I'm like, Gould and Serrata, like everyone says, oh, Serrata's the next up-and-coming coach. Straight out, he literally fucked your whole season.
Look, I think there's more to what I'm really struggling with believing that Serrata was okay.
Like my thing is, right, answer me this. I know you guys got Mitchell Wood, he's touted to be your next halfback for the next 10 years. I get that. Who's your halfback next year?
I don't know.
How can you be a dominant team without a halfback?
100%. I think they're trying to groom Mitchell Wood to start playing with us next year.
Mitchell Wood only just started playing New South Wales Cup. There's a big difference between New South Wales Cup and NRL. We all know that, right?
I'm not sure about what they want to do. I really, as a Dogs fan,
Unless you guys sign someone in the offseason.
we won't sign anybody.
What genuine?
2 reasons why we won't sign anybody. You want to sign a halfback, you're looking at a minimum of $1 million, right? For a good halfback. We don't have that.
What genuine halfback is it that can manage a game, right?
But we don't have that kind of money to spend on a halfback because look at the team that we've built, right? A lot of those players are playing high-level football, in other words, Origin and for Australia or for some kind of international team. So they're on good money. We don't have the money to spend on a great halfback. We don't like the Roosters, right? Number one. Number two, if we know Mitchell Wood is coming up, we're not going to want to sign a halfback. But then what frustrates me as a Dogs fan is we're going to get back to the whole, we're building for the future. We're building for the future. We want to create a legacy. Shut up, bro. Like, how many times you have to sit there and try to say you want to create a legacy, you're thinking about the future. What about the present? We had a fantastic season, you see.
Because then my thing is, you look at then your spine, and I read a comment. Your spine, so Isaac Issa is a journalist for the Rugby League. I think he works with Channel 9 or maybe Channel 7, something like that. Anyway, and he put out a post today that Mitchell Woods is touted to start at number 7 for you guys in 2026.
Yeah.
Right? And then someone put a comment up. So you're telling me that 90 or 3/4 of their spine, 3 out of the 4 players of their spine are going to be complete rookies that have all less than 50 NRL games or 100 NRL games. Bailey Haywood at number 9, Galvin at 6, Mitchell Wood at 7, and then Connor Tracy at fullback. Right? Where is the experience in your halves to then lead a team?
I have no idea what Serrata wants to do. If this is the play he wants to make, like when you look at Toby Sexton, nobody wanted him. We gave him a shot and he proved himself.
100%.
Right, he actually took it to the better players and the better teams.
And this is what
like Melbourne, like he's shone. The couple of times
the Penrith game, I will say this till my face goes blue. When you guys played Penrith for the first time and it was 8-6, you guys lost. Sexton went toe to toe with Cleary, and Cleary almost couldn't keep up with him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They were literally toe to toe.
We won that. We didn't lose.
You guys were winning.
They didn't win that game. We lost that game.
And then the moment that you shifted Sexton to 9 and brought Galvin on, what happened?
Yeah, no. The charge down.
the charge down from Cleary because everyone knew that the only kicker was Burden. Cleary, this is how good this bloke is. He saw Gavin run on the field from the corner of his eye. He didn't even see him properly. He said a post-interview, I saw him from the corner of my eye run onto the field, and I knew straight away Burden was going to be the main kicker. So the moment he got the ball to kick on last tackle, I charged him, got that charge down and scored straight away.
Yeah. This is where you know guys like Cleary, their IQ
It's so high.
way above everybody else. One of the best things that he's ever done, and Sean Johnson broke down a play that they had scored a try, and I was like, yeah, it was a great try. And Sean Johnson was like, I don't think you understood what this guy just did. He set that try up 3 plays earlier, knowing he was going to get to that point. And everyone's like, what do you mean? And he broke it all down.
His chest.
Yeah, bro, he took it all back. He did he took back the video, like he rewound it, and he showed, he got tackled here on tackle 2, and they were on, say, this part of the field, right? They were on their 20 on the right-hand side of the field. And he knew, and where they scored was on the left-hand side of the field, right? So he took it in, and he saw the way that the defensive side, the defense was kind of bunching in with the 3 forwards out, took it up. And so he went in, stepped out, gave a cutout ball, because he knew that he had his players lined up on one side, but he knew that from that play on that second tackle on their own 20-meter line, if they could get to at least the halfway point and bunch up their defense, he knew that the play was ready to go whenever he pulled the trigger. And literally what Sean Johnson said just happened. And I'm thinking to myself, this is where you got good players that play with what they see. Then you got guys who are thinking about the 3rd, 4th, and 5th play and where they need to get to right now to make sure that 3rd, 4th, and 5th play as well. That's Cooper Cronk, Jonathan Thurston, Darren Lockyer, Andrew Johns' mindset when it comes to where to put the play.
Willie Mason was saying on the Level Up podcast, he goes, Cleary is a hybrid of JT, Andrew Johns, and Cooper Cronk all in one.
No, I think Cleary is his own. I understand why you're saying that, because Cleary is a freak.
Because just the way that he plays, like
he's play freak. Cool, calm, and collected.
Oh, it's just Iceman.
But yeah, but the beautiful thing about Cleary is he's doing it his own way.
Yeah,
he can't say he plays like Johns. He plays like Andrew Johns, or he plays like Darren Lockyer, or he plays like Cooper Cronk. The beautiful thing about the sport of rugby league is you've got all these different guys that have done remarkably well in their positions and their careers with their own style. The players that copy are the players that never go anywhere.
Yeah.
Look at Lachlan Galvin. He's trying to do the elusive short ball, look behind, give. Who taught him that? His old coach, Benjamin Marshall, taught him that.
The king of it.
Right? So he's doing that. It's working, but until it stops working?
Yeah.
Because everyone knows he's just going to go short ball.
Boy, that's the thing. Like, it worked.
And the amount of times he gave a short ball to Preston when it wasn't on anyway is what frustrated me, because
it's because Preston is a good player that he made the play look better.
Exactly right. That wasn't Lachlan Galvin doing a good job. That was Preston running the ball hard, holding onto the ball, getting a hospital pass.
Yeah, literally
holding onto the ball.
Being strong enough to at least break the line.
Right. But the problem there is we had the overlap 3 times.
If just
like
went
you
under.
had the winger in the corner and
he went under. Because the thing is, like, what I don't understand is
that's what I'm saying. People go, look at that short ball. It's like, bro, he's not doing it on instinct. He's doing it because that's all he knows.
This is the footy IQ. You have Luke Garner defending in the centres because Casey McLean goes off.
I know. As soon as that centre came off, I'm like, guys, attack that area.
That Tracy would have beaten him every single
time. What do you mean, Tracy? Put Bronson Cherry 1-on-1 with him. Look what Bronson Cherry does too. He eats his dust, man.
I honestly reckon you guys should have gone Reid Miney to start, which you did, right?
We should have never stopped keeping Reid Money at hooker, because the times when we put Bailey Haywood, and though he's a fantastic player, right?
Haywood is so good at being a lock.
The way we had him at the start of the season,
man.
The way we had him at the start of the season,
perfect.
He played beautifully, bro. But then they tried to turn Kurtman and Salmon into that. And it's like, Salmon doesn't do that.
You can't have 3
but Jamin Salmon does not do that as a natural player.
No.
What does he do? He's an idiot. He runs hard and he tackles hard. That's all he does, which is what we needed. We needed muscle because our forward pack's so small.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me Max King's our biggest forward. Look how small Max King is as a prop. And we had no chance against Sharks. Right? We definitely had no chance against Penrith. Look at the forward pack of Penrith. Look what they did to us last week.
Yeah, I know. They literally
our forwards ran and stopped.
Their forwards made 10 meters every run.
Their forwards ran
post contact.
Dented us. We had no post contact meters.
Yeah, it was very low.
The only time that we had it was a kick out at a halfback. Right? Every other forward that ran out the forward pack in the middle, we got hit and they stopped.
Yeah.
And then Penrith was smart. They had numbers in the tackle. So they played the ball down. The hands on our back. That's like 10 seconds to get up off that.
I'll put it down to, but don't get me wrong, Galvin is going to be an amazing player, just in general, right? He's got the skill to be a
I've never ever doubted that guy as a player.
He's going to be a
Too
freak,
early. He's too early.
right? But
He won't be a freak. He will not be a freak. I'm telling you.
he'll be a good player, though.
He'll be a good player if he plays in the right position and just also being selfish. If he plays in the right position and plays as like a floating lock, he'll be perfect.
Bro, he'll be the next one.
Once he puts on some muscle, exactly right. Once he puts on some muscle,
100%.
he's got the height.
100%.
He puts some bit of muscle on that frame. He's not a half.
5 kilos of muscle on him, bro, forget it.
He's not a
He'll be one of the best lock.
But he's not exactly. He's not a halfback. Have you seen his kicking game?
It's, not the best. He's got a decent short kicking game.
He has got, even a short kicking game is disgusting. The guy looks unco when he kicks.
Yeah, I know he does. I've always said that. He looks so unco when he...
It's like, bro, I'm looking at it, how did I even think? Like, Phil Good was one of the best coaches in the NRL. Maybe age is fucking with his brain, right? But he's one of the best coaches the NRL has ever seen, especially at the origin level, right? How do you put a guy like that in halfback and think that he's actually made for that position? You guys put him in halfback out of desperation. 5'8", sorry. Desperation. Not because that was ideally what you wanted.
Because our actual...
Exactly, it was out of desperation.
That's what
Somebody that needed to have the ball, and you had, but everybody that was to be able to be selected before him was injured as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
People go, oh, he made it, he made it. No, it was a desperate call because I had no one else.
They had no one else, literally.
And every time he did something good was when what? You had broken plates for him to work with, or your forwards laid the platform.
Yep.
Blake Austin, who was one of my favourite players to ever play. I'm so spewing he didn't actually make it further up in his career. And a really nice bloke as well. Remember him at St. Bridget's?
Yeah.
He said it on a podcast episode about Lockie Galvin, which I loved. And it was so perfect. And he played with those guys, right? He said Lockie Galvin was one of those guys that was around freaks of nature. Back in like the Westwood Sports and back in the Magpies and the old guys.
The team that he played with was like so dominant.
If you were in that team, you were scoring a
period. They won the grand final like with their eyes closed.
So, but what he was trying to get at was when he went up in the grades as well, he was playing with guys who were freaks of nature. So they'd lay the platform down and they'd be quick play the balls and he would just have whatever he wanted to do in front of him, easy to do.
But the thing is...
But when you did, even at the Tigers, because your 4-pack is bigger and stronger than theirs, right? You guys were doing that when he was sparking stuff.
Look at the first 7 rounds of this year.
Exactly. Then comes to the Bulldogs, our 4-pack doesn't move forward. We needed to make opportunities.
Yeah.
Right? There was no opportunities to capitalize on for him. So what did he have to do? He had to make opportunities. And I'll give you a really good example. When we had a bit of a fumble, in your brain, at the ball's fumbling everywhere, you need to jump onto that ball and secure it so you don't lose the ball. What does he do? He wants to do like a Hail Mary whack of the ball and try to get it to somebody. Ends up going forward, we lose the ball. What happens next play? Penalty score.
Yeah.
Right? And the commentators even said it. Cooper Coyne is like, in these finals games, you need to jump onto that ball, just let them reset, kick it down the field.
You play it safe.
Bro, and I was literally thinking to myself, why don't you just jump on that ball?
Yeah.
And then Cooper Conk said what he said in the commentary, and I was like, okay, I'm not the only one that thinks this.
Yeah, 100%.
This is what happens when you don't play something, when you don't think as a player about working towards a certain goal, right? Serraldo, for whatever reason, turns around and says when he got interviewed about Toby Sexton, he said we would always have conversations around the KPIs that Toby Sexton would have to hit, and he was struggling with hitting them. But hold on. He was struggling with hitting him, and he knew that, and it's the biggest reason why he got dropped. And I'm like, so we're 4 points clear first. The guy's setting up more tries than any other player that is in the NRL at the time. We were first in defense, right? We were like 4th or 5th in attack. And you're telling me he wasn't hitting KPIs? That's why you dropped him? But as a unit, we're playing better than we ever have been in the last 5 years.
This is what happens when you have a GM that has too much power in the media. Right? NRL 360 at the time had an episode where they pulled up the stats of Toby Sexton compared to the other halves. And they hammered Sexton about the fact that his stats weren't meeting the other halves. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what stats say. At the end of the day, you are not first place, 4 points clear on the top of the table in the NRL if your halfback is not doing his job.
That's the thing. He did his
He
job.
might have not done anything flashy,
Yeah, exactly.
but the flashy stuff comes from the fact that he allows it to happen in the first place.
100%.
He puts the kick in the right places. At the end of the day, right? Okay, look at this. Nathan Cleary had to go up a level this year. Why?
Because Luai wasn't there.
Thank you. Who did the flashy shit?
Luai did the flashy stuff.
Why?
Because Cleary gave him the space to do so.
Exactly right.
It was the same thing with Burden. Burden did all the flashy stuff, made Origin because of how well he played.
Exactly.
Because it was set up like
But
that.
then you look at...
Have you seen how Paul
he's setting it up?
I've seen how Paul Burden has played since Lockie Galvin's been number 7.
The bloke's having to go and do like 3 jobs in one.
Even Critter is
He's floating centre and he's taking kicks as a half.
Yeah, no, it's shocking. It's shocking. That's not a game plan. That's not a sustainable game plan for a team, right? When you got one player playing multiple positions, it's not sustainable. This is why I keep saying, how is this okay? It's not making sense.
And this goes back to the coaching staff and to your GM at the end of the day.
Anyway,
They're the ones that they had set you up for an amazing year and it was going well, and then they fucking made you fall crumbling.
well, my favorite thing about this year, besides the fact that we did well and then we showed promise and we ruined ourselves, was Penrith.
Bro,
How do you go from last?
that's so good. Ben, you're
So
now
now
one for the right team.
How do you go from last to one game away from the grand final?
Bro, that system.
No, but Alex,
That system.
Alex, their team didn't change very much from when they were last.
Oh, I know, yeah, from when they were last. Yeah. It's just the system. But you know what it was as well? I watched an interview and I can't remember who.
Did you see that? Like Ivan Cleary was not phased or worried.
You know what it was though? It wasn't even the senior players. Their junior players, for lack of a better term, pretty much came together, right? I think it was like round 10 or round 11. And they pretty much all sat in a meeting, just the junior players. This is how good their system is and the leadership that the senior players give the junior players to be able to have the maturity to then go and do this. They went and sat in a room, all the juniors, Jenkins, Casey McLean, or Alamotti, all these juniors that have come through that are playing with them, either for the first year or the second year or the third year, Blaise Talangi. And they sat there, they all looked at each other and they said, we need to fucking train harder. We're not training hard enough and this is why we can't keep up. Bro, the moment they had their meeting, everything changed. They went to that next training session. They trained their house down. They trained for like 3-4 hours longer than what they normally would. And then they just started coming back. And they pretty much met the senior players halfway. And then boom, they just went.
That's, they've just done so much better.
But that comes back to the system and the culture that they've built. If there's one thing that I've seen that has become better at the Tigers is that what Turuva, Luai and Coruscant have brought from what they learned at Penrith and the culture they've brought into the Tigers has now made that team such a tight unit.
That's what Critter brought. And
Burden as well.
And Burden and
Pigal, they all brought that from Penrith, right?
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing that they all talk about that they learned at Penrith is that culture is what wins a premiership.
100%.
Right? Rugby league is a game of relationships. If you can trust your man next to you, if you can trust your teammates, you're not going to lose.
That's what I was saying before.
You want to die for each other on the field.
Great example, us.
Look at Taylor May, right?
There was no trust in that team last week at all.
Taylor May goes from being out of the NRL for 18 months. He's not even at his peak, athletically speaking. He's still got 5 kilos to lose. He's still got a bit more match fitness to pick up. But he comes into the NRL after 18 months, comes into a side that he literally just felt like he was back at home again. After 4 weeks of training, gets his debut for the Tigers and absolutely destroys it as if he never left. Why? Because you put someone in a system where they want to be there and they love it and they want to play there and play for the coach and play for the teammates. It's all culture. You're not going to lose.
It is. It's all culture.
We're not going to lose.
All right. We did a lot of talking about the Bulldogs, which I didn't want to, but you can't help that. What do your predictions for the grand final, like you said, is Melbourne Panthers?
Yeah.
I feel like Shark is going to do
Don't get me wrong. Something tells me that the Broncos are going to get Penrith as well, just because the Broncos have so much talent.
I can't say Broncos winning.
Really?
I can't. Not against a Cleary side.
Yeah.
Anybody that comes up against Nathan Cleary and his team, they're just going to win. Because Penrith's defense
So good.
is like, even when they played the Broncos last, right? Their defense was impeccable.
They're so good.
Right? And Nathan Cleary knows how to get his team out of trouble as well.
Yeah.
Right?
The fucking 2023 grand final all over again. That last 20 minutes, best 20 minutes I've seen for.
That was a Nathan Cleary show.
Oh, from an individual performance in my life.
I love that. I said, when he scored the first try, I said to my mate, they're going to win. Nah, bro, they're like 20 points ahead. I said, trust me, they're winning. How do you know? Watch. Cleary again.
Smack that.
Cleary again.
Bro.
40-20, Cleary again. I said, I put money on it. I literally put money on when he scored that first try. It was like 25 minutes to go. I said, I'm putting $200 on. I won like $8,000.
The best thing about that grand final was the fact that he was the one that iced it at the end with the last try.
Yeah.
So he did all that work to get his team back to be like 6 points or 4 points behind. And then he just iced it to end the game.
That's how he told everybody in NRL that was watching, I am the best halfback you're ever going to come across. There's nobody better than me. Who's your team? All the players this year, who's your team from 1 to 13? We'll do one.
Fullback? Far out. Let me think for a second.
Mine's Tedesco.
Yeah?
Teddy's my man.
Pappenhausen. I love Ryan
I
Pappenhausen.
don't think he played enough. Tedesco played out of his skin for the Roosters.
He did.
He should have been in New South Wales fullback.
This year, based on form, yeah, I'd go with that 100%.
Well, I hope it. Is Lowy Bailey is still the New South Wales coach?
Unfortunately.
Oh gosh, we're gonna have a Penrith connection again.
It wasn't even that, but anyway, I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole nother story.
All right, so number 1 for me is Teddy. Number 1 for you is Pappenhausen.
Pappenhausen,
Number 2,
Brian Tall.
Tupou from Roosters.
Yeah.
Number 3,
Critter, yeah. Critter.
yeah. So number 3 is Critter for me.
Yeah.
Number 4,
Trying to think of the other centers.
mine is Farnsworth.
Yeah, Heavy Farnsworth.
Farnsworth, yeah.
Either him or Katoni Staggs.
No, Farnsworth was better.
Love Farnsworth.
Number 5,
Taruva.
really?
I absolutely love what Taruva does. He doesn't get enough praise for what he does. He's Brian Tall 2.0.
Yeah, mine is that Roosters. The other Roosters winger.
Manaka Nikonwadasi.
Yeah, he played.
He was up there. He was up there.
Yeah, that was good. That was better. I was gonna.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He averages 2 to 3 tries a game.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He's great. You know, rugby union want him back.
Yeah,
and they're offering big money for him
the
too.
World Cup.
So that's number 5. Number 6.
Part of me wants to be a little bit biased because I
Yeah.
there.
Luo.
Jerome Luai, bro. I'm the biggest Jerome Luai fan you'll meet.
My number 6 has to be, and I can't stand him either, but he's a great player, Munster.
Yeah, fair enough.
Who's your number 7?
Cleary.
Yeah.
All day.
All day. Who's your number 8?
Payne Haas.
Yeah, he's my number 8 too. Who's your number 9?
Coruscant.
What?
Yep.
Mine is the number 9 for Sharks. Can you remember his name? Is Lake Brayley?
Yeah, he's a beast.
He's an animal. Have you seen his service at a dummy half?
Oh, yeah, he's a beast.
Bro.
But the reason why I say Coruscant is because in what was a shit team for the last 3 years, he still stood out as a top 3 hooker no matter what.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He's always been a great player.
You know what I mean?
He lost his way at Manly. I don't even know why he went to Manly.
No, he started at Manly. Manly, Souths.
No,
Yeah,
South
Manly,
Penrith?
South. No, Manly, South, then Penrith.
Oh, I thought it was Penrith and Manly.
Manly, South, then Penrith.
Penrith and then you go.
A quick side story. Ivan Cleary, you know, what do they write their autobiography or whatnot?
Yeah.
In his autobiography, he said that the best signing that he's ever made in his life was Afi Coruscant.
Yeah, because I was a gun. He played Origin at one point. He was great.
Freak.
So that's number 9. Who's your number 10?
Terrell May. Team Terminator, brother. All day, every day. You know why?
My number 10 is Panthers.
Private Leader.
Yeah.
You know why Terrell May? And it's not because he's a Tigers player.
Have you seen his average meters per game?
It's because this is the first year that he's been a starting front rower. First year. He was always off the bench for Roosters. First year starting front rower, and he topped the table as best front rower in 2025 based on stats.
Yeah. 80-minute games and they were effective at each minute.
Him and Payne Haas, they're both going to be the Samoan front rowers.
Yeah.
That Samoan side
He's actually
is next level.
Yeah, it's getting better and better.
Anyway,
Who's your second row pairing?
Liam Martin, because I just absolutely love Liam Martin. And Katoa from Melbourne. What's
Really?
his first name?
I know you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Mine's Angus Crichton and Kikau.
Really, Kikau?
Yeah, I love Kikau.
Bro, I can't stand him.
Why?
No, I like him. I should say I can't stand him. I like him, but I just feel like he comes in and out of games too much.
It's the team, bro. He's a front row. He's a second rower that plays a good game if you give him the ball at the right time. Angus Crichton, same thing. Angus Crichton is one of my favorite second rows of all time. I love him.
No, he's a freak, but there's just something about Katoa as a
Because he's playing at Melbourne. Anybody at Melbourne
bro,
just plays well.
beast.
That's 11, 12, 13.
Has to be Isaiah.
Yeah, me too.
Has to be Isaiah.
If not him, I would go with...
I'd go Cam Murray, but Cam Murray didn't play this year.
No,
So
I'd go Hudson Young at 13.
he's a second row, but
Yeah, I'd put him at 13. He played a roaming 13 for New South Wales. He didn't play.
true. But yeah, Isaiah, because he doesn't get enough praise for what he does.
At all. You know why? Because he does the high yards.
That bloke.
He does the high
Leader,
yards.
full proper leader.
Yeah, as a captain.
Love him.
But that's our 13, eh?
Go 14 to 17. Who would you put as the bench?
14, Kurt Mann.
See, I'd go Dylan Walker.
No,
I love Dylan Walker.
Oh my God, I can't no way.
Have you seen what he's done for Parramatta this year?
Have you seen how fat he's got a Parramatta this year?
Bro, he has
way. Nah.
what I'm telling you, bro. Go back and
The
watch.
biggest waste of talent in NRL, besides Jared Hayne, is him.
Jared was a freak.
He was a waste of talent.
He
He
went
could
to
have been the best of all time.
Yeah, I know.
He could have gone down as the next immortal if he stayed and played well and kept his head on.
Yeah, I know.
He's just a Fruit Loop, man. Absolute Fruit
yeah.
Loop.
Dylan Walker, number 14.
You know we forgot about as well as a winger, Valentine Holmes.
He's rubbish now.
Because he killed it for Queensland.
Anyone kills it for Queensland.
No, but he played out of his skin.
Guys, Trent Liero killed it for Queensland. Who's Trent Liero?
Is it the
Plays for Melbourne. No one had heard of him. Plays for Queensland. Best lock.
Yeah, he plays very well, yeah. Even the Roosters centre, I was like, who's that guy?
Robert Toya.
Yeah. He was good defensive.
Queensland jersey on, man.
He kept up with Critter. You gotta, that's good.
He's silent. Yeah, he did, eh?
He kept him quiet.
Yeah, he probably
very
did.
quiet.
That New South Wales side would really piss me off. Anyway.
Who's your 14? So you said 14 was
14, Dylan Walker.
15?
Spencer Leniu all day, every day.
Yeah,
So back fence.
yeah.
Forget it.
He's a good
Cut the gate.
I love him as a forward, man.
16.
Preston. Jacob Preston.
Just cause.
Because he's just a hard runner, good defender. Like, he's a brick wall, man. And I got to say 17, I'll probably throw in, what's his name? Carrigan.
Yeah, yes. Pat Carrigan off the bench.
Imagine that. He'll never be a bench player in the rest of his career.
Yeah.
But
I would put as 16. I've got Pat Carrigan, 16 or 17, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And the other one, Xavier Williamson.
Really?
The tall,
Yeah.
6'5" father for the Broncos.
Yeah, really?
Bro, he's such
Hey, did you see that knockout in the Canberra and Sharks game? The hooker went for a big shot and his head hit the jaw of the...
Oh, Tom Hazelton?
Bro!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Went to put a shot on him, head clash, and Hazelton was just
But he see where his head hit?
run the jaw.
On his jaw. Yeah, it broke his jaw, I think. The guy's out. I thought it was a high tackle. Because see the height difference?
Right, he almost jumped.
He jumped and he's like, come here!
All right, predictions for next year. Who would you go from first to last?
It all depends on the changes that they make. I don't know who's going to who.
Based on right now.
Based on the current.
Based on, obviously, the season is done. The actual season, the NRL season is done.
I think we'll see a huge improvement or a big difference with South Sydney.
Because they'll get all their players back.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
South Sydney, before they got injured, they were in fifth.
They were good.
They were running at fifth, sixth, right? And they were on a roll. So I see South Sydney in the top 4.
Yeah.
I don't see Bulldogs in the top 4. I see them in the top 8, but not in the top 4.
See, I don't know if I see you guys in the top 8.
We will be in the top 8.
Based on your halves, that's all.
No, we'll be in the top 8. We just won't be in the top 4. I don't see us being in Premiership until we fix up this half period and get it solid. I still see Melbourne in there for sure. Canberra, maybe. I think Canberra will be in the top 8, not in the top 4.
See, Canberra.
Broncos are on the up because they got a team that's very youthful.
Yeah.
Reynolds is still there next year anyway.
Broncos will be.
Broncos have been in the
Penrith
top
will be
4.
100%.
Penrith be in the top 4. So Broncos, Penrith, Melbourne, and I think Roosters. I think Roosters got a lot to make up for next year.
Well, they have their proper halfback back.
Yeah.
Sam Walker, bro. The moment Sam Walker came back into that time.
I think that they'll be in the top, not in the top 4, but definitely in the top 8.
Yeah.
I don't see Dragons doing anything spectacular.
I reckon Tigers will play finals footy.
I think Tigers will be in the top 8. I don't see Parramatta or Gold Coast.
I think Parramatta
doing anything.
out.
No, I don't see Parramatta or Gold Coast doing anything again.
Gold Coast are going to go through a whole build.
They'll fight for the bottom table again.
I don't think Cowboys doing much either.
No, so I lied. Newcastle will probably finish last again because there's nobody. We're looking at buying, what's his name?
Caleb Ponga.
Caleb Ponga.
Is that true?
Yeah. We're definitely after him because that's who we want as fullback.
Because if you guys get Caleb Ponga, wow.
If we get Caleb Ponga at fullback, right, that's who we sign for the next 5 years at fullback. Right, and he's our fullback, that's it done.
Can you imagine Ponga and Critter playing together?
Critter would play better and put Burton at 6, leave him at 6. Because I like Bronson Cherry and I like Critter at 3 and 4. Right, if Caleb Ponga goes to fullback, okay, and imagine we had Reid Marnie at number 9.
Oh my gosh. What is wrong with your coach?
Well, we've made a play for him. I think that they're after him. So we'll see.
That's a big play.
But I think the top 4 Like the top four is the usual top four.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about the NRL, especially this year, any team that's on is a chance of winning.
Yeah.
Right. In previous years,
unpredictable.
but is like in previous years, you'd see the typical Melbourne Panthers, Roosters play well, Dogs might get a win here and there, Melbourne Panthers.
Starting to get exciting this year.
Now it's exciting because it's, I don't know if it's because of what they've done with the salary cap,
I think
or it's because of what they've done with, T's and C's around signing players and all that kind of stuff. Or with the fact that other clubs now have more money to put up getting a couple.
You know what it is what happened.
Big players.
A lot of players as well, a lot of big name players are starting to get into the mindset of wanting to leave or create a legacy.
Yeah, they want to be a one club man.
No, not even a one club man. They want to create a legacy in the sense of, like, I'll use Jerome Luai for example, right? He accomplished everything he needed to at Penrith, right? But the one thing that he didn't accomplish was being able to be that person that says, I can lead a team to finals.
Yeah.
Now he's the leader at Tigers, and his last job, so to speak, is to be able to end his career one day saying that he led a team into the finals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of players are becoming like that now. You know what I mean? This is why a lot of players aren't scared to leave the club that they've either accomplished stuff at, been successful at, or started at, because they want to not just win a ring, but they also want to leave a legacy behind when they retire.
Well, look at Tedesco, right? All those years ago, he was playing at Tigers and he was up and coming fullback. The reason why Roosters jumped on him is because they needed somebody to replace Minicello.
Yeah.
But they didn't want anybody to replace Minicello. They wanted somebody who's like Minicello and as effective as Minicello. And Tedesco is your modern day Minicello.
100% he is.
Right? He's your modern day Minicello. Yeah. I always thought that I would never see somebody play anywhere near as good as Minicello. And then along comes James Tedesco.
Yeah.
All right. And that guy's, I love watching him play.
Everyone does.
I love it because he's just exciting. You don't blink on that guy. Right? So when you see a guy like that play, and then you see the legacy he's going to leave behind, he's been the best fullback for at least the last 10 years.
Easily.
Right?
Easily.
And that's coming into factoring in guys like Ponga, Reece Walsh,
Pappenhausen,
Travojevic.
Yeah.
Who else? Like there's a few other players that you can name. He's still the standout.
Yeah, literally.
That's a legacy. He would have never got that legacy though if he didn't go to the Roosters.
Yeah, that I will totally agree with.
You know?
I totally agree with.
Everyone goes, oh, Nick Polaris knocked on the door. It's like, yeah, you'd go too if you knocked on the door.
Yeah, no, but you know what? I don't blame guys like Mitch Moses or Tedesco for leaving because the management of the Tigers at the time was fucking terrible.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Mitchell Moses, he left because he didn't see a future there, which I understand, right? And at the time, the management of the Tigers was shocking. Same as our players left the Bulldogs because the years that we were successful, look who our CEO was.
Yeah.
Right, then he got put into the NRL chief executive or whatever they term it as, and we lost our way. We had the idiot of a CEO at the time, right? She destroyed our club.
What was her name? Raylene Castle.
Yeah, she destroyed our club. I don't know how the fuck she got in. I don't know where she came from. Nobody knows where she came from. Right? And the club just went into just absolute chaos. Right? Nobody wanted to play. There was no heart in what we were doing. There was no culture. Yeah. It was all about money. And if it made sense with the dollars, then we didn't care about the players. That's not how you build a club.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, people misunderstand the fact that, yes, this is a business, but it's a business second. Before it became a business, these guys were playing for free and then going to their full-time job Monday to Friday. Literally. You had guys playing rugby league, first grade rugby league, who were doctors Monday to Friday. Yeah. Right? They weren't getting paid to play rugby league. Even Origin, a lot of those players didn't get paid, and then none of them got paid. Now it's a money thing. Yeah. I don't know, it's been like that for a while, but at the early days of Origin, it was never about money. It was about passion.
For passion, that's it.
That's when you saw the best of the best come out because it was all passion. And that's what I love about rugby league because we loved it because of the passion. We didn't get paid. We put our bodies on the line for what? In the hope of making something out of ourselves.
Yeah, literally.
In rugby league because we loved it. You know, now I'm glad the players get paid even at a junior level because they're putting their bodies on the line. And like you spoke about in one of our other podcast episodes, it almost destroyed your entire left side or right side of your body. You know? But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode. A bit different. But yeah, bit of rugby league talk. We'll get back to the typical stuff that, we talk about with our nation in the next episode. But thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good day.